Oh, discipline was good. I had the cane many times.
For what?
I can remember once, Mrs. Kent, she was the head teacher, and she was Welsh, and she had a teacher husband, but he was much older than her, and he was very deaf, and they had this car in the garage, a wooden garage at the Shipley School, and he was in there, and we all used to line up past the door, and the door was shut, and the key was on the outside, and somebody had turned the key, and he was in there working on his car. A lovely old boy he was. And of course the head teacher, Mrs. Kent, sent a message round for him. Some boy had taken the message round to him and couldn't find him. Anyway, so she done the same thing about half an hour later and still couldn't find him. So she went out, and there he was banging on the Watch Good door. And of course nobody owned up to it, so all the boys had to line up and have the cane for locking him in. And he used to walk all the way down from Netherwoods, which is quite a way. Well, it's 3 miles altogether, cutting across fields. And one day Belloc said to him, "Where do you live?" And he said, "Oh, Netherwoods." Oh, he said, "You come past a natural spring called Abraham's Well." He said, "You couldn't bring me 2 wine bottles of water, could you?" So Brother Tom, being honest, he done that. He done that for about a week. He's cutting across the fields up there. And he thought, well, I'm not doing this every day. So on his way across the fields, there was a water trough, cattle trough. So he used to leave the bottles at night after he'd been back there and fill them up the next morning and take them down. And I don't think Belloc was any wiser. We done a survey, and there were 30 milking herds, not very big, some of them 20, some of them 80, round in this parish of Shipley. That's in the, not in ecclesiastical, but in the civil parish. And now there is none at all. No milking herds at all.
So what's the farming now then?
Well, it's mainly taken up a little bit of arable. Well, it probably is probably a bit more arable now. Mostly horses.
When you were a boy?
Oh, when we were a boy, they were all families living off the land. Or the mums and dads would be cowmen or carters or tractor drivers, and they were all families because there were several tenant farms, you know. And now all their houses, especially the bigger ones where the farmer lived, they're all commuters to London. Probably only come down at weekends.